All right, what's going on, fellas, ladies and gents? Yeah, I'm out here with another live. Yeah, the topic is what you see on the screen, whatever. Speaking on about the 1.0 history, I know Wacky did a stream. Shouts out to him and him and Big J for explaining the history. I believe like a lot of dudes when they talk bad about 1.0, they didn't, they wasn't around the history where guys was really about something. I mean, this is a period, probably the pro black world. This is before a time that people was trying to find their way. You know, at the time, and I think I started on YouTube. I'm gonna talk a little bit about myself in this history too. The 1.0 history for me, I came on YouTube. I'll say on the entertainment side, I followed a few people. I think it was Noah Syfe and Whitewood Entertainment. I'll say it like that. That's my first channel. It was flagged in 2012, like 2012 in March, when the Hebrew Israelites was kind of ruled the site from that year. Explained about my channel, and then according to this channel, and I transitioned somewhere around 2011. I'll say it like this: the 1.0 era was very pro-black era. Just very pro-black. I have to say that year was probably the best era to do something. I hate to say it for our generation, we had our chance in the early 2000s. And I think when the towers fell after 9/11, that's when people was getting pro-black. And during the Katrina situation and things like that. And I think YouTube was born out of the Katrina situation. At the time, YouTube was brand new. YouTube was not the biggest as it is now, because back then you did not have, I'll say, 17 hours or 11-hour live streams, capped live streams like StreamYards and Zoom, Melon, or OBS. I'll put it like that. You didn't have those. All you had was back then was 10-minute videos or less than that. Or if you did 5 minutes of good time and conversation, your 5 minutes was up and it was it, or 10 minutes. And I think in '07, I remember those. I used to do copyrighted videos. I used to get people that I liked in music, commercials. I had the Gumby commercial, and they went viral that same year in '07. I'll never forget it. Because I started out not having content. I was on my stagnating run before I turned my content evergreen into 2011. But at the time, everything was considered evergreen. It wasn't really considered stagnating like it is now. But what you got now is, back in those days was fun. You get to copyright like crazy back then. It was a Wild West. I mean, I've heard about Sergeant Willie P somewhere around '09, but '08, I knew he exists. I heard about Black Spaces in '09. This is when 1.0 was born, right? Knew the history and everything. I remember Sergeant Willie P. He was the biggest talk about black issues and things like that, right? He was talking about, I'll say, the gender war, the politics. Um, he didn't preach a lot of gynocracy or anything. I mean, it's a part of it. He also probably taught some plutocracy. We mentioned in a live stream over at Sunday Chill 6. I'm currently watching, but I'm out here, just giving a feel of what's going on. And then me and DeAndre covered the topic in that stream. Make sure y'all pay attention to that stream. Yeah, we talked about sports, but we went on into other things. We talked about plutocracy midstream and things like that. What's going on? DS1 salute. And we talked about it so much, and I think people is disrespecting 1.0, and I think their message is on key back then, because back then we did challenge people, we debated people. What's going on, American Eagle salute? And we challenged how many times we said so many times, and I think the Asia McGowan situation kind of changed that space. Her death made us more stronger. I hate to say about 1.0, we was a lot stronger. I know everybody was in the conscious community, and the pro-black was like one. But we didn't call out the bad stuff, what you see in R. Kelly. Everybody's talking about him right now. I mean, I expected him to do time. I know people try to say, "Oh, Bill Cosby, they got him and then he let him out," but they're not gonna do this with R. Kelly. So they needed something to do, but it's bad. It's a bad enough problems. What's going on, Ronan? Salute. But it's bad enough him getting caught. Not surprised, and he gets what he gets, and it's no way. And I told this to Kuda earlier in the stream. He did a stream about it. I said, "No, that RICO charge is no joke. It's no joke." So the situation with 1.0, we had structure. I mean, we had a website, and I think Wacky did a stream, and he said, and New was saying in the comments, he said, they just didn't want to support it. It's just like what we're seeing now. Shouts out DS1. He's doing a great stream. He had a great stream today, y'all. Y'all should check it out. He talked about those issues. So we had issues, like he said. It continues what's going on. It continues what's going on that we got to stop supporting certain men like that. That's why R. Kelly exists. That's why others exist, like Polite, or should I say Pedolite. But you got guys like that, man. Like that exists. I saw that, heard stories about the conscious community like that. But you got to understand, the only way you're going to solve that is stop dealing these women. I think Ramil did a stream on it. I think he probably took it down and put it private. They was talking about that as well. But what it was said, I will say what they said during the stream. He said, I think Zero said something. He said, you got two choices. I don't agree with the tricking aspect he said. I know he's been watching my streams. He be probably watching them there and there. But all I gotta say on the subject, on this matter is, just don't deal with them, or just be spiritually awakened. You know what I mean? Because that's the advice I would have gave him. But he said something totally different. I didn't agree with. Now I agree with him not messing with him at all, because R. Kelly's a test for black men, but not just all men, but black men period. Because we're first. So they're going to label us as those things. We know it's not true, but they needed an example to put him there. See, they couldn't do that to Bill Cosby. He was older. That had been like a reputation in America. His favorite comedian. But this guy, he's a musician. So they had to get somebody like him. They knew about it. I think Corey Holcomb talked about it on his show years ago. Everybody knew he was a pedophile and things like that, or a molester. And that's the thing. What's going on, Rashawn? Salute. And I'm just like, it was gonna happen. I'm not surprised. I'm not mad. I'm not outraged. And I'm glad it's going to happen. And now we got to call this shit out, and we got to call it what it is. I mean, he does not represent us. I can't co-sign it. I don't care how great his music was. They needed a symbol, exactly, and they needed that to mess us up. Now, I heard a guy on Ramil's panel said that they kind of gave him some pushback. He said, no, they focus on black men because we're masculine, we're everything. And then Zero kind of disagreed and said, no, it's not about black, it's all men. Yeah, it can happen to all men, but here's the secret. We're the scapegoat. We're the threat. Log on liberal fire. Exactly. That's what exactly. It's the same thing. And they had to shut this dude up on the panel. He was about to go in on his job. Like on the job, I experienced this firsthand. Yes, we are a threat to other race of men. But since we're divided on some bullshit, on some frivolous stuff, like the goofy stuff, we too busy making fun of people, like saying, oh, we're doing this, worrying about a little shit. That's the problem we should, stay away from. But for me, we just have to be spiritually awakened. We should be focused on real things. I mean, instead of talking about the vaginas all day. And I mean, the drama yesterday, of course, y'all know the alphabet group ladies was wreaking havoc, and Auntie had a little discussion over Sheila's. I thought it was good until the derailment, but we saw hyena action entertainment. But I had to get away from that for a minute. And I said, and I think I was on the stream with Rashawn. We talked about all the dramas and things like that. And they was trying to solve it. She wanted a peace with the ladies. But Miss Sheila, that wasn't going to happen. Yeah, it was overload. Yeah. And it's sad, but you can't get black people together because the men have to be there first, because we're responsible for our actions. So wherever we do, they do. That's how they change. And I think a Hebrew Israelite group, the House of David, mentioned that to one guy. He came on the street. This was years ago. I was watching him, right? He said, what's wrong with our women? He told him straight up, no, it's us. If we get right, right. It's just common sense. It's just like it's a knee-jerk reaction, but it's a reaction. She's a reflection of you, whether we like it or not. See, our women, when they're fucked up, we're not right spiritually. So, in a value system that Team A promotes, yeah, exactly. We got to be accountable for our actions, and we got to look at things in a different perspective. Because one, yes, blaming women all day is bad. We talk about that on the channel with me and DeAndre. We talked about it for like hours. But when he talked about the plutocracy piece, I might have to do in the future and break it down what Cerulean did. I'm gonna say that for myself if that's the issue. And I hear it a lot in chat rooms, multiple chat rooms on different content creators talk about it, and they throw that word around. Might have to educate some people. I mean, a lot of people say there's good and bad in those. Yes, it can be good and bad, but to me, as a whole, I think it's a bad idea to be a plutocrat. That's just another form of fascism. You know, where I'm read, I have to go in depth on it. But if you travel to other countries, it's not good either. And I'm glad Zero said this in Ramil Street. He said, please stop talking about China. China is being decimated right now. They got their own problems with other Asian countries. And shouts out to just DeAndre. He said this very clear. He said, I live over here. I see what's going on. China's not making no moves like that. That's just a propaganda piece that the people in these other spaces trying to push to say, oh, they're a threat with big guns. It's just like mainstream media. You get your talking points from alternative and mainstream media pushing the China propaganda tactic just to get them to killed in the war. And y'all should be focused on what's going to happen in Northern Ireland and Scotland with those nukes. That's how it's going to pop off. See, China's a distraction. They're not going to do nothing in Africa. Hell, they ain't got the capabilities to defeat Japan. Japan is still a dangerous country. But Black men should focus on their own resources and help others to get the knowledge and then be spiritually awakened at the same time and be aware of, the media derangement. What's going on, Miss Sheila? Yeah, prisoners of perspectives and propaganda. Exactly. And it's just like, let me get this straight. It's just like, it's bad. It's bad enough. I'm glad he cleared that up. And I know he was watching that stream that we did for like 9 hours. And we broke that down. It's just bad. Like, I don't know why people keep talking about China. Dude, have you been over to China? China's a mess right now. The COVID thing. I mean, excuse me, C-19 virus. I don't want to put that out there. Fair use. But I'm just saying, that's on them. They got problems right now. So what can you do about what's over there? And we should be focused on ourselves over here. That's the main part right there. Yeah, you can have family. I'm not saying you cannot have a red pill family. You should have a red pill family. See, most red pill families, they know the truth. What they do is they build on it. What's going on, Carly Jane? Salute to you. And you gotta have that. I mean, people say they want a black pill family. That's a tricky one. I don't know if you can, but it's probably do exist. It depends on how the man is. The man has to be his pure leadership. You have to come with it. It's gone past the $40 salute. Yeah, you gotta be efficient with it. Efficiency is key, man. Like I said, you gotta be evergreen what you do in life and try to be right and don't be like an R. Kelly, and especially the men. What I saw yesterday, it's still not good. I mean, shout out to NT. I wish him well. He's learned to stay out of it. We try to tell him, just chill. Don't worry about those things over there. They're just a distraction, a test to see where you stand on things. I saw this in March, and Charles made a response stream to who, but I ain't gonna mention his name because he had a fire stream. I fell asleep. I didn't want to get into that. I might discuss that about that Thursday Thrills. I'm gonna talk in depth why we shouldn't worry about what he does. It's just a form of entertainment. That's what he does. And like I said, that's what sells on YouTube. But we got to change the narrative. No, that ain't what sells. Just put some positive things out there, drop some knowledge, Be aware of what's going on externally, but internally yourself. Internally, you want the best for you. So internally, we got to look at ourselves. What do we got to do better every day? What we think every day. I know beef is the norm. Yeah, way too many willing to die to be cheaply entertained. Facts. I agree with that. And it's just like I don't get the fact that we are so in love. Like I said, I did a self live stream. We just love chaos. We just love chaos. It's an addiction, and we're just not getting our minds right. But I get what Red was saying. I think Red Supreme was saying the same thing. Not Red Supreme, but Red Sings some Blues. He was saying about the R. Kelly. Everybody was talking about the R. Kelly's thing. Yeah, he got caught up, and once you get caught up like that, you deserve what you get. You gotta do the time, man. Like, I'm not gonna defend the guy. I don't care whoever's favorite music artist, he get what he get, man. Like, I don't care if his family was involved in that. No, he's just an example to not to get caught up in like that. That could be tricking, it could be pimping. You're done. That stuff is over. I think I was listening to a stream with Ass and that thing. He broke it down and told Ism, that shit's over. It's dead. After it, that's why he called it pre 9/11. And he said what he meant by that, it ain't the same. So after 9/11, everything just went hell loose. And I remember what he's saying, so it's the truth. A lot of people want to avoid that, and that's why you got problems like this. R. Kelly situation, they should have did this years ago. But see, no, they were so focused on money and thought, oh, he's a celebrity, he couldn't do no wrong. Hugh Hefner style, right? But it doesn't matter. Y'all can bring up Hugh Hefner all you want. He's dead, but it's a waste. But us as black people, we're always gonna be the scapegoats. That's like they do in slavery. We're the pawns. So basically, we're here. But for me, I'm not even worried. I'm not even worried. I think the good thing is nobody got jumped, Mike V. It was I think it was a guy named Ant. Shouts out to him. He's my fellow moderator, and I try to tell him, just make peace with it, man. I know it went haywire, but it's in a classic example of black men fighting each other all the time online. We don't even like ourselves. And I think James said, yeah, some of us get along, but the rest of us, it's just, we're programmed to hate each other. That's just, I've seen this years ago. And Wacky was saying about 1.0, yeah, we were structured. But like I said, that website was a detriment, man. Like News said, they just didn't want to support. And a lot of it's ego. It's ego. Ego is the biggest thing. We always want to flash each other in the face and want to flex. But we got to remember it's done by design in his head. So internally, he's messed up. So he has to work on his spiritual mindset, his inner spiritual wealth and whatever. It's just right there. Exactly. And you cannot worry about things like that. Now, R. Kelly is a huge subject in the sphere and all over, probably on YouTube. I know people are upset, but they shouldn't be. I mean, he did what he did. I'm not even mad about it. I'm just kind of laughing at fools that's crying over this stuff. Like, he's gonna do the time. Once he has that RICO charge, they're not playing with you. They're not playing with you. That's just a message. See, the other race is gonna look at that and say, well, the black man getting locked up, what happened to us? Well, you get locked up too, but the black man is first. So we gotta be prepared for this stuff. So yeah, we on the chopping block right now. No matter who's in politics. And someone said something stupid in Ramil's chat. Panel. He was like saying, "Well, Trump would have stopped all this. Trump wouldn't have done a damn thing. You know what Trump would have did? I'm tell you a secret. You know what Trump would have did? He's a liberal himself. Don't be fooled by that fake conservatism that he preach. He ain't no conservative. He's a liberal. He likes to run his mouth like a fascist. What he would do, he will barely save R. Kelly, but will protect white pedophiles, whatever, or pedophiles, what you want to call it. He'll protect them versus R. Kelly. R. Kelly would be thrown under the bus. There'll be no way he would get him off on that. No way. And the same people that's in office right now, if Trump would have won, it wouldn't have mattered. They still would have locked him up. It wouldn't have mattered. Even if it was Obama, they still would have locked him up because that's like a 14-year-old teenage child. Exactly. With Epstein, and the reason I say that Epstein shouldn't have killed himself. But I remember I was in the workplace and I remember looking at it on the news. But see, he protected his image, but he don't care about himself. So you gotta understand, his grandfather's a con man. I found this out from Black Mind. Shouts out to him. His grandfather went all the way across the West Coast and conned people. But when he went back to Germany, they kicked his ass out. He was a noble, right? A German noble, right? And they kicked his ass out. That's when Donald Trump became who he is. I mean, his daddy wasn't shit. His brother wasn't shit. It's just Donald was the perfect guy. He's more like his granddaddy. It's just like grandson, like grandfather like grandson. Like father like son. He was spoiled. Everybody knew he had stuff handed to him. He wouldn't have gave a damn about the R. Kelly case. R. Kelly was fitting to get charged. They wanted that. See, when Bill Cosby got locked up, that's just a statement. We can get you too, black man, for begging to buy what you call NBC or whatever. He should have just kept quiet on that. All that stuff, touching women back in the day. And I think Al Roger Curry mentioned that on Aaron Fountain's interview. He said you can't do that no more. But see, you got people that don't claim the manosphere no more. That reminds me of the 1.0 days with the Asian McGowan thing. See, a lot of these dudes in these newer spaces ain't built like that. They need to be quiet about 1.0. And I'm glad Wacky broke it down to they wouldn't even last. See, I remember them days. They wouldn't even last. They would have got destroyed. They would have got run off the block. Because back then, you had to know shit. Today's stream is explaining what I'm seeing today. Yes, the drama is king on YouTube. In my advice, I would avoid it at all costs. But sometimes just learn it. Learn what people think. Exactly. There ain't nothing new under the sun. But the sad part about it, it's an addiction. And I'm looking at it like this. What we said on the Sunday Chills, after 3 hours, what did Justin Andre told me? After 3 hours, the bullshit becomes, the madness comes. I forget what he said. He said that on every stream. And it's bad, man. Yeah, same here, man. When I had my first channel, it was flagged in 2012. I've been here too. So I understand you see, Rona, you understand what I'm talking about, man. Right, Wacky broke it down. Yeah, he did. When he broke that shit down, man, like, hey, I mean, these other dudes, they don't understand the pressures of risking our lives, speaking out like this. You got men teaching young boys because whatever happens to us, the future is our health, man. And we got to be right all the time. But the external stuff will come, it'll come if you do right. So internal stuff works first. I talk about this in various open discussion streams like my Thursday Thrills, my Friday Special Madness, or Sunday Chills. And what I do is I put topics together and I just spread it out. See, it's just like, I know people love to focus on R. Kelly. I get it. But to me, I don't care because I knew R. Kelly was going to be charged federally. He was going to get his. And his fanatics, which I can't stand, but fanatics, you just got to let that go. It's over, man. And we can't worry about, see, I'm glad Charles did a stream last night about the individual. I've currently frequent, but I don't frequent as much. He broke down, he said, man, you the king of all seven. I'm glad he said that because he's trying to differentiate the two and expound on something. And I'm glad he said that. And a lot of guys need to listen to that. So you got a lot of men running around acting crazy, forgetting their principles and stuff and their mind and spiritual stuff. But they got to remember that drama yesterday when I saw those females on Sheila's midway through the stream, that ain't never gonna resolve. Only way that they gotta resolve, it's kind of like us. if we resolve our stuff internally, same goes to them. It's just a it's just a thing. And even if they get off this internet stuff, it's just like, why help them if we ain't right? You know what I mean? What's the point? I mean, we can have a discussion, but if we ain't right, that's the only way. We gotta fix ourselves up before we had that discussion. I mean, I've heard individuals talked about it. I might discuss some of it this coming up Thursday, but today I just want to talk about the 1.0 thing. I mean, no, we was firm what we believed in. It's just you just got a lot of BS in the spaces, but what the thing is, through it all, they're all sick, man. See, offline they probably living bad. They come on here and vent their pain and frustration. So, yeah, rugged individualism on steroids. Exactly, exactly. Yep, disorder, all that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm laughing at this point. Like, people throwing shots at the 1.0 era. Clout fist, clout fishing among other masculine sins. Exactly. It's just like I don't get it, man. Like I understand the hyena action was crazy. What they would say, call them hyena action or the female thing yesterday. It's just sad, And the men just didn't do there to stop it. I know it was a small panel. This is my first time seeing Sheila's stuff. But my observation, the women wasn't saying nothing. They just didn't really say nothing. Even the ones with the alphabet name, it's a joke. They were there just ain't saying much, and they make themselves look bad. Because at the end of the day, they're gonna look at us. Oh, we just black people, it's bunch of diggers arguing, But that's what they want. But that's the whole point. Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, man, like we got to stop worrying about stuff like that, especially little drama like that. I mean, yeah, that's a little girl talking. I don't even call her a woman. I just call her a little girl, man. She got mad at me in the chat room. I said, "Girl, I watched you so many be disrespectful black men and you co-sign that shit, but now you gotta take the risk. But that's on you. You gonna live and learn. They wouldn't even last in 1.0. I say these individuals got destroyed. We would have clowned them. We would have laughed at them. We would have just withered away. But yeah, man. But the R. Kelly thing, man, he's gonna be fried. And someone said he's gonna be rest in peace. Yeah, he's gonna do a long life sentence. I mean, yeah, it's 11 years. The rest of it's gonna be life. He's gonna be in there, fed prison. He ain't getting out. Them lawyers ain't gonna save him. What's going on, True? Salute, man. What's going on, 1Gs? I'm just saying, y'all can't be worrying about the bad things that's happening to men. I mean, men are gonna be fine, but we do have an internal problem. We just gotta look in within, like, what are we saying nowadays? I mean, I don't support that dude doing that stuff. When I saw that this morning in certain articles about him getting charged, I'm not surprised. They should have charged him. Me personally, they should have charged him. I'll say 2017 to be fair, along with Cosby. But see, they didn't do that. Cosby was a bigger name, but your boy, they love his music. And I heard Spotify was gonna take all his music stuff, which is that ain't gonna solve nothing. People still gonna bootleg the music off their phones and try to save it into their data. You're not gonna stop people from listening to his music. I'm gonna say that right now. I mean, it sounds great, but that's not gonna help a lot of black folks, and especially black men. That image, that appearance means something. We got to reclaim our image back. That's number one. We should avoid guys like that, especially No Light. I always call him No Light over here. I know he's known as Pedal Light, but known as No Light. No Light to Pedal Light. That clown, that Fez wearing clown, he knew better than that, and I knew he was going to get caught up. But they gonna try to get him locked up, which they should. Not just R. Kelly, lock them all up. I'm on some scorched earth type time. That's what I'm on. Because these dudes, we don't need that. It's bad enough we got them in the space. That's a small example. But imagine you see it outside of these spaces in black sectors. I see everything. And not only that, in the real world acting up. You know, you read articles about them, and if you walk up a person in real life and they doing it, that just shows you we're behind, man. I mean, it was a great discussion Sheila had this morning about that. Um, that's the issues that we have to focus on. I mean, we always talk about the betterment for the young boys and the young men that come to these spaces and like, hey, it's a great image. I mean, DS1 is doing his streams, everybody's doing a great job over here. It's just as a collective of men, yes, it's a lot of divisions, a lot of problems. Like I said, it's like that stagnating, rugged individual content. They just love it too much. It's an addiction. It's a high. It's like mainstream media. You're in mainstream. But the thing about it is, you cannot worry about why they do what they do because they're gonna mess up anyway. I mean, I'm on some scorched earth time. I'm going to say select few, but my thing is, if they get the message, what I'm saying in this stream and my other streams, we're here. You know, we'll talk about real things like that. And the funny thing about that stream I did Sunday to Monday morning, we did not talk about no females. I mean, we made a I don't know if we dabbled with that or not, but we didn't even talk about no females. What's going on, New Salute? Yeah, Wacky was just. I'm glad he broke that down too, because I know that Reg guy was just. He does not understand. Then I see Solo's ass disrespecting the men, throwing people under the bus. Now I don't care for flims and flamsy over here. I don't care for they ass either, but you sure not loyal to no manosphere dudes acting like that. But see, that's O'Shea's minions. But let me stop going at Solo because it's funny what the reporter AF likes to clip people. You know how they do. But yeah, we gotta quit making ourselves look bad. Yeah, the whack guy. Yeah, we gotta quit making ourselves look bad. And for one, it's on us, man. I mean, I ain't putting no finger on no women's a woman. We gotta look at us. Yeah. Yeah, it's revealing everything. That Aquarius ain't no joke. Ain't no joke. A lot of people are suspect out here, and I've noticed what's going on, DeAndre. Salute, man. I'm watching the replay of that stream we did, man. It's excellent. I might finish up later after I do this little mini stream that I'm doing. Yeah, addressing the issue what Wacky and Big J said about 1.0. Yeah, it's very true what they're talking about. And they had a nice discussion at Sheila's earlier this morning. And it's good. What's going on, Absalom? Salute to you, bro. And I've been looking at it like we got to stop just going crazy over each other like that. I know we're divided as men, but in this space, we all we got. I mean, it's bad enough we're in different sectors, but when we come to this space, we're supposed to congregate as men. It's just like I don't get it. I don't get it. But I get they love drama. I get they love stagnating content. It took me a while to understand why I did those series. I just look at it like this. If you're on that type of time, that's just going to set you back. But you're gonna hurt yourself at the end. So I'm evergreen over here. I try my best to keep the conversations flowing. You know, I'm observing everything else. Shouts out to Rashawn. He had a stream last night I was on. We was talking about something similar to this. And yeah, man. Yeah. But that R. Kelly shit, man, I expected him to go down. No, they should have did that like 3 to 4 years ago. That's just me. That's my observation. They should have did that 4 years ago. They waited too long. And to me, a lot of people said that's a W. In a way, it could be a W or L to some. Most people say it's an L. I mean, it could be an L for black people, but in a way, it's a W for us as black men. I don't say it like that. I don't say it's like a W. I have to rethink what I said because at first I thought it was L. Then I looked back. I said, nah, this is a W for us. And it's progress. It's just one step. But the only way we can do that, it's not a W as a whole yet because our women don't respect us still. So we got to build that confidence. And, you know, it's just like I said years ago, you know, they made their choice. I'm not going to hate on all women and things like that. So I'm not here for that. That right there makes a lot of money. I'm not going to give them the satisfaction because once you start doing that, what I've noticed, their algorithm numbers go up. The more you talk about them, I think me and Wacky said this before. If you talk about Sinji 95% of the time, you're done. You're just giving up too much power. And that's another thing, too. It's bad enough when we fight each other, other race of men looking at that. So look at these fools. And they're going to take advantage. That's how they do. You know, if we're trying to compete against them, I mean, as black men, we should really start building our own media and things like that. I mean, we got it. It just need to be bigger. And the politics, we got it. It just ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? We just need that balance, crew. So eventually we'll be there. Like what I said last night, it just makes sense. Makes a major bank. Exactly. What's going on, Tampa? And I'm just saying, like, for me doing this, and I'm glad I'm doing this self live stream because it was on my mind. I had to do this stream. Say I had to defend the 1.0 banner guys like I grew up watching, and I was like a teenager coming into this thing, being as a man. So in my 20s, I learned a lot about the manosphere. I mean, it has its perks. I mean, is it perfect? No. You just try to build yourself individually, but not only individually to have a foundation of a family. You know, try to restructure what you believe. Because we did promote family. I think 1.0, a lot of people try to say we were like everybody else. No, 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 no. We promote family. We promote actually a pro-black family structure. The problem was ego. We was too busy worrying about being a bunch of nihilists running around. I mean, it's a lot of nihilists in the newer spaces. A lot of people try to say they're not nihilists. No, your action speaks it. It's like an anarchy to family, but I get it because the system taught you that way. So I'll say it like this. The 1.0 is very hedonistic. I don't say it like that. Hedonistic is not a bad word. That means egalitarianism and things like that. Now, the liberal stuff, that's new. I don't know why they put that in there on the fly. So I did a stream on it. And I was like, well, let's work what egalitarianism, what that means. It's almost like that, but you have your right and wrong, like a form of utilitarianism concept that I preach. But you can't have a family with it. The trick is you got to be that leader. You got to be responsible for your actions, especially the spiritual aspect of it, and just live by what you say. So it's kind of like you got to stand on it. So once you stand on it and you show it in your work, you're going to be that person. You're going to be that person. So you stand out. See, back then you stand out. It was a lot of standouts, but it wasn't that many. It was just we were saying it in frequencies in a small time. Because back then, the smartphone did not exist. It exists somewhere around the cusp of it, around this era too, in 2012. That's when everything changed. Everybody was messed up over Instagram. I'll say more Facebook, more Twitter, and it didn't help things. And a lot of men is just we tucked our chin and pulled back. We just didn't care. We said, well, fuck it. You know, we're not helping no family. And I didn't start hearing that shit till probably when I came back to these spaces somewhere around, I would say 2019 and last year. Yeah. I didn't hear that a lot back then. No. It probably started 2015 to 2019, but 2020 it got worse because everybody started coming in. I started seeing panels over a certain individual I'm subscribed to, and they talk about it all day. That's like their daily news report, what's going on in the sphere, the news and television. But yeah, I know people's talking about the Kels situation, and it's a prime example. But yesterday was just it was a shit show. But I get it. People like that stuff, but not focus on building themselves up. But L. Nixon, I love what he said this morning. He told that to Big J. He said, dude, I'm a responsible father. My 20-year-old son, we did this foundation when we was young. I like what he said. I was a fiery moment on the panel. He did a great job. The man was excellent. What's going on, Degenerate? Salute, man. But he had a fiery stream, and he told him too. He gave him that work, man. That's what I like to see. But he was a father. But see, I knew he had kids and a grandson. But yeah, yes, he did, Sheila. Yeah, he told it like it is, man. He wasn't having it. So you need more brothers like him, man. Like that dude right there, I kind of respect. It's only a handful of fathers in this space I respect. You know, always teach your son the right thing. You know, at least I had a father. I mean, he was in my life raised the best. He did his best anyway. So you just gotta be consistent. So I ain't a father yet, but if it happens someday, hey, it's a possibility it can. I ain't gonna say it won't. You know what I mean? But it's nothing wrong promoting fatherhood. There's nothing wrong with that. I know people hate it because, you're in the American system. They taught us to be nihilistic and crazy and saying, oh, fuck this dude. You're programmed. You're programmed. I understand. Most people are programmed. I don't get mad when people are nihilists and rugged individuals. You know why? Because when you're like black pill in the truth way and a red pill truth way, you understand why people are so fucked up. They too busy worrying about a lot of things, and they love frivolous things because that's their escape. But they want to practice what the DS once said, the lost value system. They want to hustle backwards. They want to destroy themselves. It's common. I used to see this on my job when I talk to people. They was sad, depressed, angry. You can tell on their face. Or if they lost a job, I saw that shit. It made me black pill real quick. But I had a red pill mindset. But one thing I learned is not get mad at the world every day. Especially, you got a lot of black men get mad at the world about a lot of shit. But the funny thing is, it's really themselves. Because when you hear them talk on panels, oh, the woman did this to me, and she did that to me, she took me a divorce, and next thing you know, I would say 9 out of 10 is his fault. I would say the woman, she had something to do with it. Yeah, I would say about, I'll be fair, I would say like 10 to 15%, but the rest of the percentage is us. What type of women are we picking? It's just crazy. What's going on, Mace? Salute, man. It's just, it's the selection of women you're picking. And that's done by design as well too, but it's our fault for not falling for it. We love to fall for snares and traps. We just love bullshit. We, like I said in my self live stream, we just love chaos. We love chaos. We love it. And I'm not even mad anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even angry. I'm not even pissed off about it. I'm not even tearing up stuff. But what I'm seeing is a lot of people are too busy worrying about the wrong stuff, and I don't want to say the wrong shit, but I'm saying that's what they are. But these people are just crazy. But I get yesterday Nita had that discussion. But those girls that's, I don't want to say like this, terrorizing the spirit. You know what they are to me? They're a bunch of fleas. They try to talk so much cash shit to me yesterday, right? Why don't y'all asses get a life, man? I mean, y'all getting exposed by each other's women. Like, y'all need to get a life. Quit getting mad because someone pulled your whole card. And the men do the same shit too. They act like women. They try to say, I don't act like no woman. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. It's in your actions. You do it on panels. I see dudes get mad over the smallest shit and start screaming. Oh, degenerate, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Them girls yesterday. So I ain't gonna mention their names on this channel. They just a bunch of fools and want to cry. I saw it over there, Sheila channel. I was observing. I mean, she did a great job trying to keep the peace, but these females, man, something wrong with them. And the dudes that co-signed it, he's lost. I hate to say that about that young brother. I mean, dude, bro, he loves that lost system, man. He loves to be blinded. I don't know what it is about these males. They just want to be seen so bad on the internet, man. Like in real life, they probably wasn't as much, but come on, bro. Like, why are you defending bullshit? It's bad enough we confronted. I know most people confronted Big J about it. Yeah, they're trippy, man. But yeah, but oh boy, during that stream halfway, yeah, and someone came on him and he tried to act like a clown, just like the females want to attack one man. I said in the chat room, they trying to gang up on him. And then one of them got mad at me. It was a female, right? Try to say, well, they be dragging me. I said, ain't nobody dragging you. You did it to yourself. Well, all I'm gonna say is That individual, that man, wherever his name is, that young man, he done fucked up, man. But see, he's lost. His mind's not in the right place. He's too busy worrying about the wrong shit. But he's programmed, you know? He's programmed. But he ain't alone. It's a lot of dudes like that in the chat room. I saw it over at Meals today. It just shook my head. They want to co-sign this R. Kelly shit. Want to whine and shit. He's innocent. No, he ain't. Nigga's not innocent. If we was in France, they need to guillotine his ass. They need to guillotine his ass, man. I'm sorry. It's like me and Justice DeAndre said, they go after monarchs. I said, yep. We talked about that in the stream. They need to guillotine his ass. I'm sorry, man. You got this one UK idiot that came on the panel trying to diss us, black men. This is what they love to do. Foreigners love to do this shit from the UK. Yeah, exactly. And you got to guillotine that man. No mercy, man. You don't do foul shit to your own people or do wrong to people. It's the law, man. Yeah, you can't co-sign fuckery. You can't. Because what happens is these people are crazy, man. You just got to look at it for what it is. I'm not mad that he got caught. He should have been caught like years ago. I'm like, I don't know why people is getting mad and they act like they're fans of his. Y'all just like his music and get blinded by who he is outside. I separate the two, but I mean, it needed to happen. It's a wake-up call. I'll say it's just a man. Are you gonna stop tricking or being a player? I mean, them days is over. Them days is over. I know they part of the ecosystem, but of this corrupt world, but it's over. You gotta get your priorities right. YouTube's not the place for that. Exactly. I agree, Absalom. But yeah, I just came out here to, just did this stream and address a few things about the situation. Then I addressed about 1.0. We was firm. We did the best we could. And after that, it's just the pickup was 2.0, but they messed up and say, hey, let's talk about women. Let's talk about the gynocracy. But want to act like, I'll say plutocrats to gynocrats. That's what I'm going to say. That's what they want to act like. And then do the foulest shit. Just do what the women do. Like I saw yesterday, screaming and yelling. Ain't saying nothing. Ain't doing research. But the 3.0 was sad. What's so sad about 3.0 was you had four guys. It was just like the 2.0 leaders. It was four guys. The leadership wasn't, I'm going to say it like this. They didn't mesh well. One guy came from music, right? You already know who he is. Shouts out to him. And one did music as well, but he talks crypto. And they thought that was going to work. But the other guy, he's a military. And he's the main one. Fuck them three up. But the other guy, of course, he buys stoves. But I ain't going to mention him on this channel. He's not even worthy. But the other two guys, I realized when I looked at their content, it has to be evergreen somewhere. I said, they know what they talk about. The funny thing was when they had that little team they had, it was good. But they just didn't mesh well. The characters of the men and internally, it just couldn't mesh well, especially externally. It just couldn't mesh well. I saw the disaster of it, but I didn't know what they was pushing. But I get what they was trying to do in their messaging and things like that, and their topics and subject matter. But the other two was on point. They was talking about money, finance. The other was talking about media, a little bit of entertainment, but radio and podcasting. So I get what the first two was about. The other two just want victim streams. Let's blame the woman. 2.0 talking points from O'Shea. Or should I say Oblivion, aka, you know who I'm talking about, Obsidian. I call him Oblivion on this channel because he's oblivious to everything. He's just crazy. And his little Oblivion nights. Just crazy. And then Brain Trust. Shouts out to the Brain Trust, but y'all gonna wait 6 to 8 years like 1.0. I mean, it's good, but if I was Brain Trust, I'd move faster if I were you. Because people not gonna respect the Brain Trust, they respect the other 3.0 group. See, it was a split. between two groups. It just didn't mesh well. We got to see, but they're not thriving. So now we're in a tailspin. What type of men we're going to produce? We're going to produce the right men. We're going to produce the right men. It's just that's what all you have. So it can't be a point. Oh, what is it? Team A game, that's just one group. They're going to do the right thing. So we got to support, man. This is it. They're not playing with us. The R. Kelly thing was just a message. And they catch you doing that human trafficking shit, aka sex trafficking, they want to call the same thing, human sex trafficking, it's over. Because these technologies with the cameras, that's your ass. They're not playing with you, black man. They're not playing with you. They already got files and calling you a terrorist already. They've been calling you a terrorist since after 9/11. Scapegoat. They want you up out of here. And they trying and desperate. They're fighting. Because this country may collapse. It may not last 300 years. He said, agree to a fault, but you got to have the same for his white peers and the parents of the so-called victims. Yeah, but I always give them the same energy, degenerate. But don't worry, the white peers, they matter. They really don't matter at this point. They done failed to the point. I look at it like this. Who cares about them idiots? It's really us co-signing. That's why you got those white peers co-signing too, but they're always mindless sheep bots. I think DS1 said it best. They're sheep. But in my mind, I want to call them slaves. They're slaves. Yes, they're slaves to the industry. They're slaves. Yeah, they have a different lifestyle than we do, but they're slaves. And their parents are slaves too. I'd say that. They give them that dirty sugar. They twinkle it around. They dabble in it. They're slaves. Why do you think KS, the purple pill, blue pill god, is doing damage right now? The popular YouTube destroying our image. You know what I mean? I know people love him, but he's not for us. Let's go on, NT. Salute. It's just like, why? I know he's a purple pill god / blue pill god, but that's their god. You know what I'm saying? He don't just have, I won't say white followers or black women followers. It's these black males that don't want to be men. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. And then R. Kelly and him, I would be surprised to get some skeletons on him too. See, that's a test. R. Kelly was a measuring stick for us black men. Bill Cosby was for the elderly type. So they let him go. Them hoes lied. So R. Kelly, he couldn't lie. They wasn't lying on him. They was kids. They was kids. He had to go. It's nothing you can do about it. And everybody trying to say, he's an innocent man. He's the greatest R&B singer. Oh, who gives a shit? That motherfucker needs to go to jail, man. Federal prison. Like I said, if it was in France, they would have guillotined him right now. They would have guillotined his ass. No more. But, people get away with shit. In this country, you got to deal with it, man. Like, we're the target, whether you like it or not. You wake up every day trying to survive out here. If they catch you, you're done. Even online, you're done. You got to be careful who you associate with the back chats, email, anything. Because they checking you. They're not playing with us, man. We got to stop with the goofy shit. Arguing women on panels is suicide. That's why I don't do that. I can give them discourse and things like that. That's it, but I'm not going to stay for long. We could agree to disagree, and I'm just going to walk off the panel. I think L. Nixon, we had a discussion on Rashawn's. I think it was a long stream I was on. It was like 5 hours, right? He asked me what I do if that happens. Well, I just walk away. You got time for that. It's easy. It's nothing I can do at that moment. She's going to disagree with me, be contrarian. I'll say the fuck out of here. I don't care what she says. And that's, the modern woman is not a woman. She's a hoe. There's a difference between lady and woman. A lady is actually a woman, but she's a lady. But she's a lady. But once she's a lady, she acts right. Yeah, they were. They were. But a proper lady in society acts better, in addressing everything. But you got a lot of modern wannabe ladies. They're actually black, I would say women, black women in the community. But you call them, to me, they're not even women, they're just females. Just want to whore around. But you got dudes that love talking about OF all day. I'm like, every time I go on a pound, can y'all answer this to me? Why does everybody like OF? Why does like everybody OF? I think this is an obsession. I know it's a problem. They just need to go to therapy for that shit too. But these dudes love talking about OF, man. But this generation is kind of sad. It's about to be it's about to be non-existent if you ask me. I mean, it's no saving them. I mean, you only say a handful, but yeah, exactly, exactly. But I'm just saying they talk about OF 95% of the time in this space. It's just like in certain instances. And when I first heard it at certain panels and certain streams, it's these younger guys talking about it like it's the greatest thing in the world. I'm like, okay. And then they try to say winter was coming nonsense. That backfired. You know what I'm saying? When I was looking about October, I was like, but they're gonna find some other site somewhere else. But hoes are smart. But dude, y'all over here talking about OF all day. You know what that means? That means OnlyFans. But these dudes is just, I don't know what's wrong with them, man. On what's no, I see. I don't act like no Jonathan over there. So it's crazy. Yeah, it's coming every year, new. I know. It's crazy. And whoever came with that's your I won't tell you who said that your purple pill slash blue pill god. The infamous himself. Think he's the shit. And I know he lives in the same state I do, but I know he lives in the city of Atlanta, which I don't live in the city of Atlanta no more because I moved out of there since 2019. And it's gotten worse during COVID. It got worse. Oh, it's gonna get worse celebrity wise because you got that fool. And my boy BGS said, "Hey, I got a mission for you." Okay, you got a mission for him. What's his mission to do? Destroy more men? I won't be surprised they give him the same charge. We don't know his story. Yeah, Lord Xerxes, exactly. Yeah, I'll be surprised if they give him the same RICO charge. I'm not hating on the guy. I'm just saying, I won't be surprised. People in this space will start crying. It's, oh my God, my Lord got caught. You know, and they're just crazy, man. He said, what did Aaron Magruder think about this? I don't know, degenerate. You tell me. You tell me. Because a lot of people, man, they love OF. They love tricking, man. I'm telling you, it's because they got the P's and a few madams, but your ass get locked up too. They're not playing with us, black man. We gotta stop. We gotta stop being silly. We gotta stop being, thinking with the wrong head sometimes, but and then crying about it and going to manosphere. That's why I didn't like. See, the old manosphere, we'd have checked you for that. But the new manosphere, it's just like they don't check it for nothing. Everybody wants to be a porn star. All right. You say you was retired. I heard what he said in that stream. All right, you're retired. Okay. But what happens if they put you on that RICO charge, sir? I know you're in the LBM Coliseum all day, but hey, all right, keep on, keep on, keep on. Because you got some weirdos coming on your panel fucking up your shit. Send it to Patreon. We know. We know. I know Kuda was upset yesterday. They was talking about the pegging thing, and I said, Kuda, don't worry about that shit. That's weirdos. They're all over the space. It's just when you point them out and you see them on panels, you got them. But I'll tell you a secret. I'll tell you whose fault is that. It's the host. The host allows the BS. The host allows the undesirables on his panels. If that would have happened to me, and if I saw him doing some wild shit coming before he comes on my panel, I'd have bounced his ass. I will guillotine him like the French, like they did the executions back in the day, 18th century style. We're not playing with you. We're not playing with you. But it happens over at the LBM Coliseum. Y'all know who I'm talking about. It's just, it's not what he does, it's the topic and the trick. Coming in and thinking y'all gonna learn something, and then you got a bunch of fools that's brainwashed, don't have a spiritual mindset of, being righteous of yourself and not thinking clearly, think about the wrong shit. But this is what they do. And they're stagnating. But they know what time it is. They know what they're saying is reckless, trying to get you entertained, get you stressed out and angered. That's what they do. I don't get mad anymore because I understand what they're gonna do. They're gonna say something, piss somebody off. They may go over my brother X's channel to debate. It's almost like Sinetta shit with the debates. I understand that. They had one last night talking about family. I mean, which was cool, but I saw him over there on the panel. I shook my head, so oh shit. And then he made a stream about R. Kelly. Now that's funny to me. He made a stream about R. Kelly. Now that's funny to me. Out of all the people that talk about R. Kelly, they shouts out to them that defend against us and our image. But this dude, a former porn star, wants to make a stream about R. Kelly. Now that's ass backwards. I don't know what type of ass backwardsness have I ever seen on YouTube or on internet history. Yeah, I don't know what is. I don't know what is, man. How can a former porn star talk about a man that molested 14-year-olds on a VHS tape? I just can't. I can't, man. I just can't. Yeah, it's just like, make that make sense, bro. It's just like, I know that. See, you can tell by his chat. I don't know if he keeps it up. He puts it on Patreon. You can tell his chat ain't got enough sense to think for themselves. But yeah, you blame the audience, but you also got to blame the host. It ain't always the audience members. That's probably, like I said with the women, 10 to 15% of the problem. But the huge chunk of that percentage is the fucking host. His subject matter, his presentation, how he talks about the issue, and he gets himself in trouble. Wants to be hard headed, think he better than somebody. I'm better than all these men. Okay? I'm about my money. I'm better than you, nigga. I hear that a lot in these spaces. I heard it in the chat room. But that's our problem. See, a lot of that's done by design too. We just gotta stop. We gotta stop being arrogant and stubborn. I mean, especially us men. I mean, it's bad enough that we see this already. But people in the space, they're gonna talk their shit. I'll discuss half of that probably this coming up Thursday. But it's ridiculous at this point. You can't get mad at people every day. You just can't. Because these people, they're derangedly lost anyway spiritually. They don't even believe in the scriptures. If I try to talk about that in the chat, they'll look at me like I'm crazy. But it's the truth. I get it. They trust it. They're not nihilists. I say, yeah, they are. They're rugged. They just won't give up, and they say F the family. You talking about family, they'll attack you, man. I ain't never seen no shit like that. But that just shows you things change. R. Kelly is a prime example. And certain men need to listen. Don't be him. I don't care how much money you got. It doesn't make you happy. And I think Zero said it best in that stream. He said, if you want to be broke, be broke. Don't be rich. That's how they get you. Of course, that's how they're going to get you. They're going to get you with money anyway. It's just, the secret is you got to avoid them. Don't participate. You know, if you have a lot of money, just don't participate. Just be honest. Don't get mad because, oh, it's the bitches, it's the bitches, it's the bitches. Mm-mm. It's gone, UD. Salute. It's just like, how can anybody get mad at anyone at this point? I'm just like, with the R. Kelly thing, I mean, that needed to happen. I wish we'd give uh the pedo light guy, aka No Light, time as well. I would love to see that. That's another guy they think that's they said, he's our savior. He's our God. I'm like, all right. Keep on saying that. He gonna have the same fate like his father, not his real father, but his father of that doctrine. Keep on. He'll be the same way as Dr. York. You know what I'm saying? I get so tired of people lying. They get so lying out here, act crazy. That's not gonna happen. He's gonna be back with us on the street, you know, in the conscious community. You know how stupid they sound. They try to say, he's our savior. He's gonna build us a new covenant. He making money. All right. Keep thinking that. They're gonna lock his ass up like R. Kelly, man. All right. R. Kelly was a test. So they say, hey nigga, you wanna be him? All right, go fetch. Hook, line, and sinker. Hook, line, and sinker. They want us gone, man. They want the black man gone. That's a message. Yeah, it affects all of us. But to me, as us brothers, that it's not like that. We should push back against and say, hey, that ain't me. You ain't coming with that bullshit. That's Aura. That's Aura Kelly in them. Yeah, that's them niggas. We don't co-sign that shit. Not on this channel, not anywhere. I don't co-sign that. That dude was sick, man. I'll say R. Kelly's our Epstein. Hell, he ain't gonna make it if he ain't careful. All right, shit. I'm tired of the BS, man. Like, what I saw yesterday was just ridiculous. But today, yeah, 1.0, like I said, Wacky broke it down and he's consistent. And y'all should respect it, man. As long as I'm here and he's here, now it's gonna be here. Just take it how you want it. If you ask me about it, fuck what someone else says. They ain't a part of it. Those individuals need to be quiet, shut the fuck up, and do something about these young boys out here, helping them get your mind right, get your spiritual right, work on your internal self, and stop acting like a plutocrat slash gynocrat. Quit acting like a barbarian feminist mindset. Don't act like a fascist and say fuck all of us. Don't do that. It's bad enough that we praising women all day and then have that mindset, and we hate ourselves and we cut ourselves, we cut our spirits out like we're trash. It's like DS1 said, they put us in garbage bags. You know, that is true. There is some garbage bags. Say you see a black man in a crime case, they put him in the garbage bag. They just throw him away. I mean, shouts out to Crimson Cure, you know, aka Kendra. You know, this stuff is nothing to play with. All the shit I've seen in this state, black men get killed when their friends in the car, right? They told me this, so I'm gonna give you a quick sidebar story. There's a brother that told me this when I was a barista at one time, right? The guy in the car, he got shot by him, right? His best friends killed him, right? Oh, some bullshit, right? He was driving the car, right? You know, this is what he told me. He just started driving, right? He didn't know the gun was right beside him. And I think, you know, robbing him, right? Robbing his best friend, killing him, whatever, right? He driving and he didn't realize he was shot and he kicked him out of the car. Once he shot him, boom, kicked him out of the car. Awful shit. Awful shit. And I'm talking about in the state of Georgia now. On the highway at nighttime. And when people tell me them stories, I just shake my head. I'm like, what do we have lost? We're not even unified, man. But back then, I'll say a couple of years back where I used to work, it's nothing to play with. I mean, it's bad enough we see in these spaces But yeah, shouts out to Underrated Darkness over at Charles last night. Yeah, and Charles mentioned you do a lot more for the men. Keep up the great work, man. Yeah, he had to get at dude, man. I know. I gotta see that restream with old boy, what he did to Charles. Him the prop to make that stream. I'll make a assessment out of it, and I'm gonna talk about it Thursday because that's getting ridiculous, and I don't have to explain the individuals were there. That's a common thing now. So as black men, we should stop worrying about the frivolous shit that's going on with these little minions that we have in the space. That's just a test to see how we're gonna deal with them in the real world. Because since we're online, but those little women or little things is too busy having issues and self hate, and then they destroy themselves. They're proxy, and they're nothing but proxy. Certain individuals I don't even care for. But yeah, man, I mean, we should be better than that. Acting like children. Oh, we hate black men. Okay, we hate black men. And then want to support R. Kelly. Crazy shit. Crazy shit. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, he snapped yesterday. He have a right to. Shouts out to him. Keep up the damn great work. Keep up the damn great work. Let's go on, fighter. Salute, man. Yeah, man. Fighter, I'm watching that stream I did 9 hours ago, man. I'll be done in a few more minutes. I'll cut this thing off. But yeah, man. I'm tired of the BS, man. Let's just do the work and quit crying. Stop all this crying about I can't get no woman because I ain't got no jawline. I can't deal without her. All these men crying. All these men crying, man. It's just like we gotta stop. We gotta stop whining about the wrong shit and just acting crazy because internally we just fucked up. And then you have these discussions with the females, right, or the ladies. They just look at us like we're crazy. I bet they go home and laugh how dumb these niggas are online. It's funny at this point. I mean, shouts out to NT with his streams, man, like exposing shit. It was, yep. Last night's chat was fired. Yeah, it was. And I have to say it, man. Like, yeah, R. Kelly, he got what he deserved, man. I'm not crying about that, and neither should you. I mean, the guy is doing time. He's doing time, and that Rico charge. I said that to Kuda. Nah, he's doing Rico charge, bro. He's not getting out of there. Yeah, that's sweeping the broom. Yeah, I agree, DeAndre. I agree. We gotta stop the bullshit, man. We talk about this. I'll talk more about it on Thursday. Get my assessment. We're gonna stay on topic. It's just I didn't like the fact that I talked about that last Sunday. I talked about MTR having cancer. Black men, make sure you check out, go to the doctor regularly. I'm doing it myself. I'm in the process of doing that for me. Make sure your health is right, man. Don't sit there and wait if you have cancer. That's a big no-no. That runs in my family. I lost a lot of people to that disease. I mean, I had a grandfather that had prostate cancer, and the reason he didn't go to the doctors, he was in the Navy. The racism. He was a World War II vet. This is my dad's father. He was a pastor and everything. He did not trust the medical system. That's how black folks we was programmed. There's no excuse, but shout out to MTR. Yeah, wish him a speedy recovery. I mentioned that early in the stream of that 9 hours, and y'all make sure y'all watch that. We didn't even talk about females on that stream. Got a lot of views, and we did good. So basically, he did exactly what he's supposed to get his health right and everything. Make sure everything works down there and whatever. He had like a testicular cancer, something like that. I mean, it's awful. I know he's processing the surgery, but he has to be mindful. But this goes back into the health aspect. We got to be healthy and things like that. So, yeah, man, our stuff is bad right now. So we're in it. We're here. So we do what we do. So yeah, that's all I gotta have the input. But I just want to talk about 1.0 and then the R. Kelly situation, which is I figured he was going to do some time, probably a lot of time, a lot more than that. I know they probably still finding evidence on him right now. So yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate everybody came through. DeAndre, Fighter, True, American Negro, Underrated Dark is known as UD, Absalon, The Book of Ronin. Y'all subscribe to him, y'all. Sheila, The Quiet Storm. Yeah, Miss Sheila. Wands, Kylie Jane, Absalon, Degenerate. Who else came through? Mention True. Okay. Mace, New, of course. As always, appreciate y'all coming through. Who else came through? Toya, James. Yeah, shouts out to everybody, man. Yeah, that's all I can say. And Rashad and DS Ones. And y'all subscribe to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. He's got some great content. Y'all please subscribe to him. And Mike V. Who else came through? A lot of chips. Past $40. Y'all subscribe to him as well. Subscribe to everybody in here. Yeah, so with that, I just want to just end it. And so I can finish the rest of that stream. I don't see what's going on. Get this thing charged up. So with that, I want to say peace.